How about now? Can you hear me? Sorry, it's got some technical difficulties. Let me try to figure this out. Yeah. Okay. Hopefully this works this time. What do you see now? See the screen? All right. Huh? Yeah. Okay. I think we got that fixed. Hi all. I'm a dedicated dad of a wonderful little girl. I've given so much to this already. I'm caught in a custody battle that will not seem to end, and the judge is leaning heavily on maternal preference. It looks like I will lose school district. She will go to school an hour away. I'll probably lose 50-50 because the schedule is unworkable, or end up in the car 8 hours a week getting her to school. Her stepdad is a documented wife beater. Her mother was abusive to me. They treat me like a non entity, leaving me off paperwork, refusing to do anything to make it easier for me. Her mom is driving a wedge, and maybe I'm not strong enough to fight against it for decades. I'm despondent. Good word. On top of it all, the minute I pick up my kid, she starts talking about how she misses her mother. It makes you wonder if you are fruitlessly fighting against human nature and a broken court system. I feel like giving up. Wow, it's pretty heavy. First of all, shout out to this guy for trying to be in his child's life. You know, it can be hard for some of us, and when you don't have a cooperative co-parent, it's even harder. Let's see what some of the advice people gave him. Regardless of how you feel, this is the top response. Regardless of how you feel, how overwhelming the situation is, how much time, effort, money it takes, how ungrateful your daughter may seem, never give up. Taking the easy road now will just haunt you for the rest of your life, man. You got this. You just have to keep the faith no matter what transpires. Things change, judges change. Your daughter will grow up and come to realize you fought for her. And when it's all said and done, you'll be able to look yourself in the mirror knowing you did everything you could. Good luck. Yeah, that's how I feel. I mean, I think co-parenting should get easier over the years, and as long as you try to have a relationship, your own personal relationship with your child, the other parent shouldn't be able to drive a wedge between you. Now that happens when you give up or when you just kind of fall into the trap of trying to one up the other parent. I think that's the wrong route to take. So my advice would be to, you know, just tough it out. I mean, I used to do it. I used to go home. I used to leave from where I was living, go to work about 45 minutes away in Alpharetta, and then maybe 3 days a week, I would drive down to Jonesboro where my children were and just hang out with them, like take a walk, um, go to the library, go to the park, go get something to eat, just little stuff like that. And it really helped with the transition, and I think a lot of times when you show the other parent that you're not going to give up, that you're going to be there, they kind of, sometimes if they're reasonable, they will concede a little bit, and just realize that, hey, we're in this together. We got to deal with this together. And the main thing is just kind of getting our children to be, healthy, well-adjusted young adults. I mean, that's the main goal. I would document everything if I was this guy. It always helps to write down what's going on, what it transpired, the type of conversation you had, and if there's any type of abuse or verbal abuse or any type of abuse going on, you need to document that also. So, yeah, that was a pretty good one. We won't dwell too much on that. Now, excuse me, sorry about that. Let's go take a look at some charts. Nada, are you watching? Nah. Are you looking at it? Are you looking at my screen? Every time my charts start to look weird, can you see it? Yeah, my chart, my Forex chart. Okay, great. So let's take a look at some pairs. This is GBPUSD chart. I haven't really marked this chart up. Well, actually I did, but it looks like my all my lines were marked. So, okay, this is the monthly. Looks like GBPUSD has made it to this resistance right here. This is a nice resistance. So or almost. There's one right here. See the way these are like zones. So what I mean by that is that you won't ever get them perfectly right, but you kind of just mark them, broadly, so you can get at least a picture of what price is doing. Now, looking at this, I am looking for sales on GBPUSD. Now, if it breaks this level, you could possibly see a run up all the way to here. But I fully expect a pullback at least down to somewhere in here. Again, this is not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. I do this for fun. This is a hobby to me. If you are broke, I wouldn't advise you to start trading with money that you need to pay rent or child support or buy food or any of that stuff. Trading is a risk and you can lose all your money. So definitely keep that in mind. So yeah, I right here am looking for a pullback into this area, maybe perhaps around, let's see. Probably about right here. If you go here, it's about 50% retracement. So I want to get some pullback into here. I'm going to look for sales coming down into here. Now, when those sales come is a good question, but first I would want to see a break below here and some continuation to continue to around 135, 740. Next, we'll take a look at Litecoin. As you can see, I am in a buy here and I'm in a pretty good drawdown right now. Not too bad, but still it's enough to where I bought at the top, but these, if you know anything about me, my crypto trades are long-term trades. I'll hold them. You just never know. I'm comfortable holding these trades because they're small positions for the next month or two. I have no problem. So if I go look at the monthly, we're kind of this is a big resistance, so this wasn't too smart. This is a major resistance and we could, pull really far back. So we're going to see how this goes. The month is almost over. Got about 9 more days. This candle right here on the weekly was an indecision candle. and now we're kind of pulling back to try to decide which direction we're going to go. So like I said, me personally, I'm comfortable holding this trade. I probably won't really get uncomfortable or decide to get out unless we break below this level. You know, if we break below here, I'll probably close my trades. But as of right now, I'm staying in. Take a look at old Ripple. I do not trade this pair. I do not like this pair. The chart looks gross. If you just look at it, it just doesn't look like it makes any sense at all. I mean, this candle was ridiculous, and then it basically killed all that. Came down over here, found some support, ran up again, came back down, ran up. I mean, you just can't really trade this. Personally, I don't have no opinion. I mean, I don't hold Ripple. I don't trade Ripple. I just know a lot of people do. I don't think it's, all it's cracked up to be. But again, I can be wrong. I was wrong about old Dogecoin. So yeah, this is not trading advice. If anything, I would maybe buy and hold some Ripple, but I just think there are better projects out there. There are projects that have a better price point that you can that don't have so much dirt on their name. You know what I mean? Ripple is a very controversial project. So those are my thoughts. I mean, it probably could pull back into the 40s if you look at it. If you take a look around, you know. So yeah, Ripple could pull back all the way down here. See, it already touched it one time. So this might get filled, and then we'll continue on up and probably fill this wick at some point. I don't know when. I don't know where. But if anything, we need to get back above here to be considered a true bull pattern or a true uptrend. I would be looking for buys around the 45, 46 cents level if I was going to trade this pair. No. All right. Let's see what else we're going to look at. This guy. Took a trade on this guy. Posted it on my Twitter. If you guys feel like it, you can go follow me on Twitter. I'll leave a link in the description box. So yeah, I traded this last week and took a L because, if I'm not mistaken, I think I got in right here. So yeah, what I didn't do is I didn't wait for the candle to close. So last week I got in right here because on the 4-hour, the candle had closed above this resistance, right? So I entered a small buy. Went up there, came completely down. So lesson learned, I'm not buying silver until we stay above this resistance right here. I mean, and hold this. Once we hold this, then we can be looking for, in my opinion, $28, $29 on silver. Going for, oh, that was wrong. Oh, not, Nevin. Come here, Nevin. Hand me my mouse. Is that mine? Thanks. Ouch. Why you keep shocking me, bro? That was the wrong line. So, yeah. What I was going to say is, that. Yeah. I wouldn't buy until we hold above this or get a break above this right here. And if we break above this, I mean, your next targets are going to be, you know, like I say, you can target $30. That would be our next target. But I would want to see some support found here because this looks kind of corrective. If you look at it, you zoom out, this looks corrective. So we could probably see another slight pullback and then another push up towards 29.88. But for now, I'm watching for a break above about 26.7, 27.7. So yeah, unless it breaks above and holds above this on either the 4-hour or the daily, I'm not touching silver. Also in this trade right now, if you can see, this is another long-term trade. This is more like a kind of a fundamental trade because I've been watching this pair for a super long time. And this right here, this big run up was March of last year. So when the pandemic, if you look, 1, 2, 3, 4, this is a monthly chart. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay. So this is March. This is when the pandemic hit. Now, I'm not saying the pandemic is coming back, but I just kind of feel like if you look at, I'll show you guys real quick. If you look at US 30, right? This is also March. So boom, we was making a run. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So this was actually, yeah, this was March. So with this right here being here, I expect a pullback in the stock market. Stock market pulls back, then I expect USD peso to continue to go up. Again, not financial advice. That's just what I'm looking at. My first targets are around 22. And after that, you never know. In a year, we could get back up to 25 or something. This pair moves super fast, but you can get super paid. And that's what we're trying to do. So I bought because on a weekly, I'm looking for it to break through this support right here and continue on up into this level. And again, this is a long-term trade. I don't mind if it pulls back because there is some resistance right here. But if it pulls back, I'm staying in it because I expect it to at least hit 20.8 either this week or next week. Really going into the month of March. Let's take a look at some stonks. Oh, we could take a look at Bitcoin. I want to take a look. Bitcoin went crazy. Man, look at that. Last year, it was $6,000. Now it's $56,000. Just a 0.1 would have made you $50,000. A 0.01. I don't know. I mean, I kind of expect Bitcoin to cool off a little bit here. I don't know how far it'll come back because I think it's a runaway train at this point. But if I was to just mark it up, I mean, I think a healthy pullback would be probably somewhere in this level. You want some correction to continue going up. And then next would be this level, but you know, I think a deeper correction would be healthier for the overall market long term. We might not get that, you know, because it looks like even though it pulled back here, it's trying to go back up. And 20,000 looks like it was a long time ago. That's crazy. Neo is another one that's just been running, man. And this is a low key, quiet as kept. Nobody even talks about this. But Neo is another one that I would look at holding long term. If you go back to its all time high, it was like 192. And it's trading at $52 right now. So that's about 3 or 4 times your money. I would want to, you know, if I could in a perfect world, I would want price to come back here and then continue up. But the way crypto moves, you might not get that. But this is one that I'm keeping my eye on. Another one, sleeper, is Ethereum Classic. Oh, it's already beat its all-time high. Wow. So if this gets back down to here, that's a nice little buy zone. But I don't know if that's going to reach it. Now, if you guys aren't familiar with Ethereum Classic, Ethereum Classic is the original Ether blockchain. Something happened a long time ago where I want to say they reversed the transaction on Ether. I think there was some kind of hack and they reversed the transaction, which, if you know anything about crypto, theoretically, you're not supposed to do. So when they reversed the transaction or forked or something, they made 2 blockchains. So Ethereum Classic is the blockchain that hasn't been tampered with or modified. The Ethereum that you see, this guy right here, is the one that they modified. A lot of people don't know that. A lot of people don't care. But ET Classic is the purest blockchain. This guy has also been on a tear. I mean, look at that. From $100 or so all the way to $1,900. And I've seen price predictions as high as 10,000 and price predictions as high as 5,000. The way it looks right now is if this doesn't hold, we might come back down to this level, which isn't that far away. And I mean, just depends, you know, how deep of a correction we get. But corrections are always good in a healthy market. So I'm going to just put a line and see. I don't trade this. I do hold Ether, but I don't trade it. It moves way too fast for my small account. So those are some levels that I will be looking at for buys. I mean, I'll mark this, but I don't think we're getting back down there. But you never know. Anything can happen. So those are my levels for Ethereum. Let's see. This guy right here does not move. Like I've been watching Ford, and I guess this resistance right here is massive because Ford will not break about 1150. I expect this to kind of come back down here, if anything, before we get any more upside potential. I thought the Mustang and everything was gonna give Ford stock a boost, but Doesn't look like it. Tesla. Yeah, Tesla looks like it's kind of falling. I don't know what's up with that either, but it looks like it's gonna pull back here. Maybe even to fill this gap. So we could see Tesla get all the way back down to around 738 before we get any more upward movement. And if it breaks that 738, she's look about right here, back to 500. So those are my support and resistances for Tesla. I don't really trade this pair at all. I just know it's a popular stock and a lot of people follow Tesla. I'm an Elon fan, but I don't like the stock. CAD JPY is the first pair I ever really started trading. And this is another one that looks like it's getting ready for a pullback. Yeah. So I would expect CAD JPY to fall back down to if not this far, definitely right here, about here. So yeah, if you guys ever want me to just take a look at something, I'll be more than happy to. This is another guy that I bought, and I'm also in a big drawdown over here. Should have waited. I just kind of FOMO'd into this, and so now I'm just going to hold this trade to see what happens over the next week or two. Because this is another indecisive candle. I mean, this guy could go all the way back down here, which I hope it doesn't, but if it does, I'm going to probably cut my losses. Let's see. So yeah, if it breaks below 149, I'll probably cut my buys short. And that's just the way the cookie crumbles, you know. This is a bad habit that I have is, you know, you see a run up like this and you just don't want to miss the boat and you get caught. So I'm kind of, this is a bull trap. So I'm kind of trapped, hoping price reverses and continues back to the upside, right? Because this has a lot of upside. So I hate to look back a month or two from now and be like, oh, I was in at 185 and that was $500. So, you know, my account can handle it. My heart can handle it. You know, a lot of people don't like to see red, but even though I didn't like the Playboi Carti album, I can handle a whole lot of red sometimes. So we're just gonna watch this week and see what happens. I've noticed too that Sundays there's not a lot of volume. There's usually also a lot of sellers on Sundays, so we'll keep an eye on this guy. Yeah. Tron, I don't understand Tron. It's just an older token that's been around a really long time. EOS is another old coin that's been around a long time. Oh, I should give you guys one more that I've been keeping my eye And that is, I've been keeping my eye on USD Swiss. So you see, I mean, it consolidated for a long time before it fell. And then I thought it was going to get back down to here. It never really quite made it. But it did come down to this next level, which is about here. And now I'm looking for a bounce, maybe even back up to around this point. So I'm looking for buys on USD Swiss. I don't know when we'll really get an opportunity. Looks like it's kind of coming though, to be honest. So yeah, looks like no. Looks like on a higher time frames, that's a pretty good opportunity to buy. And see, for me, you're not too far away from that. So you could buy here, not financial advice, and then your stop could be below here. But I'm kind of gonna wait and see what happens between these 2 points. Preferably, I would want to break above this here to look for some continuation to the upside, right? Because over here you got clear traffic. Okay. I think we're going to call that a day. Hope you guys enjoyed a little brief recap of the markets. If you like the video, share and subscribe. And I'll see you next Sunday.